When he asked and demanded this unsportsmanlike foul, instead of this, he was doing something like this.
If we're going to decide that it's unsportsmanlike foul, I think we need to be 100% sure. This is pretty clearly not a foul, and it's an unfortunate situation.
Hello, basketball fans, and welcome to the latest Give Me Control episode. I'm your host, Donatas Rubonas, and I'm joined by none other than Todd Warnick, a former top-level referee and now referee coach. For those who don't know, we dive deep into the referee's decisions and explain detail where the calls were right or wrong. And plus, Todd will be sharing his first impressions on the officiating throughout the Olympic basketball tournament. So we have a first controversy. We have something to talk about, starting with the France and Japan game. Was Matthew Strazel really fouled by Rui Hachimura before that crucial three-point play that saved France from the biggest Olympic basketball tournament upset yet and shocking loss against Japan? So a short reminder that the entire episode is available only for BN Plus members, so be sure to subscribe to BN Plus on basketnews.com/plus to catch the full discussion. But Todd, the control is yours.
Thank you, Donatas, and nice to see you. Hope you're enjoying Paris. As you noted, Japan almost won this game against France, and we'll talk about the Strazel and Kawamura play in a moment. But as you know better than me, you're there. Every game is a tough game. There are no easy games in this tournament. Teams that were considered maybe to be a little bit weaker, they're putting up a great fight every game. South Sudan, Puerto Rico, all the 12 teams are really tough, and every game's a fight, and everybody's playing hard. So it's a big challenge for the referees, of course. And first of all, I have to say a few nice words about some of the officiating that I've seen so far. I think overall, I see that the referee mechanics, what we call the movement and positioning of the referees, I think is much better than I've seen in the past. I think referees are getting to their spots, and then they're moving according to what the play dictates them to do. So I think the referees look more relaxed out there. I think they look more confident in their movements and positioning, which is very important because then that gives them the angle to make the correct call. So overall, some of the games haven't been too close, so there haven't been too many controversies, so to speak, even though the games are definitely physical and challenging. Overall, the play calling that I've seen has been pretty much very good. There are a couple of areas that I think I would be concerned a little bit about going forward. One of them is post play. I think the referees need to call the illegal contact in the post a little bit quicker than what they're doing right now. And they're letting some illegal contact go and then hoping that the play will dissolve into something legal. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So you see some grabbing in the post, and then some grabbing back, and then grabbing again, and finally a call is made. It's coming a little bit later than I'd like to see. The other thing is that I think there's some inconsistencies with the unsportsmanlike fouls, and I think we're going to look at a couple situations involving the Japan-France game specifically. And I saw a play last night in the Germany-Australia game where I thought there was an inconsistency in the decision for the unsportsmanlike foul. We also saw a play in Serbia-United States where the equipment just didn't work. And very obvious, 100% unsportsmanlike foul by Micic on Kevin Durant did not get upgraded as it should have and remained a normal, regular foul. And I do have to compliment the Americans here. It looks like Steve Kerr has learned the international rules, and he knew that shoulder-to-shoulder contact by Micic on on Durant. He knew that was an unsportsmanlike foul immediately. So Americans are obviously adjusting to international rules and international play. If you if you go by how they played against Serbia, it really looks like they've learned the international game a lot better and learned their lessons from their mistakes in the past.
Although I think that Steve needs to learn the signals, because when he asked and demanded this unsportsmanlike foul, instead of this, he was doing something like this, some crazy hand movements. So, but yeah, one step at a time.
Okay, Rome wasn't built in a day, so slowly, Steve will figure it out. But he definitely understood that there was an unsportsmanlike contact by Micic on the play.
The most important part for me when NBA and FIBA basketball meets each other is that how you handle the physicality level, the contact level, because you have NBA speed, NBA bodies, NBA physicality, and you have the majority of the referees are FIBA referees. Mm-hmm. How challenging it is to handle this difference, and especially the speed, athleticism, coming from another level, another dimension.
Right. It's definitely a big challenge for the referees, and we see that in the post play, that they're having some difficulty or some challenges with the post play physicality. They're not quite sure when to call, what to call, when to call, and we see it especially in the post play. We see it a bit on hand checking, but I think that they're doing a pretty good job of letting them play through, let's say, some marginal contacts on the perimeter. And I think that's very much in the NBA style. And I think we want to see that kind of officiating also. So we don't want to let marginal contacts interrupt drives to the basket and shots. So I think they're doing a pretty good job on the perimeter. I think they still have some challenges on the inside.
Okay, Todd. So the moment we all came here for France-Japan, few seconds left to play at the end of the regulation. Japan is up by 4. France has the ball. Matthew Strazel jumps for a three-pointer, gets fouled, makes the three, and there were a lot of reactions. I think that if it was not a Japan, but instead maybe Greece or Serbia, we would be talking about that play a lot more, because I think it comes from the cultural differences and the way the Japanese players, approach some situations like this. But I even got some comments from Japan players in the mix zone after the game. For instance, Yuki Kawamura told that he doesn't think it was a foul. And head coach Tom Hollis also said that it didn't look like a foul, but since he was in a bad position, he cannot make clear judgments. So now we've seen all these replays. We have few angles to analyze the situation. The control is yours. So whether the call was right or not, was there a foul or not? The entire episode is available only for BN Plus members, so make sure to subscribe to basketnews.com/plus. The first month is for free, and Todd's in a BN Plus members part breaks down the whole play with Matthew Strazel and also Rui Hachimura's ejection.